That he, Krishna, could remember all of that, but Arjun could not. This illustrates the difference between the knowledge of Krishna and that of Arjun. Arjun might have been a very great warrior, a well cultured member of Kuru dynasty, but after all, he was an ordinary human being. Whereas Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the possessor of unlimited knowledge because he possesses unlimited knowledge. Krishna has a memory that is boundless. Krishna's knowledge is so perfect that he remembers all the incidents of his appearances some millions and billions of years in the past, but Arjuna's memory and knowledge are limited by time and space, for he is an ordinary human being. In the fourth chapter, Krishna states that he can remember instructing the lessons of Bhagavad Gita some millions of years ago to the sun god Vivaswan. Nowadays, it is the fashion of the atheistic class of men to try to become God by following some mystic process. Generally, the atheists claim to be God by dint of their imagination or their meditational powers. Krishna is not that kind of God. He does not become God by manufacturing some mystic process of meditation, nor does he become God by undergoing the severe austerities of the mystic yogic exercise. Properly speaking, he never become God because he is the Godhead in all circumstances. Actually, Krishna is Yogeshwara, yani ki he is the person who is God, that's why he is having all these powers. Not because he is having all the powers, that's why he is God. उनके पास एक्चुअली उनको हम बोलेंगे विभुत्व सत्वम, यानी कि एक ऐसा लिविंग बीइंग जो कि स्पेशली पावर्ड है. ही इज कॉल्ड एज साकृत अनंत विग्रह, यानी कि इटर्नल, फुल ऑफ नॉलेज, ब्लिस एंड बिगिनलेस. दैट्स वाई ही इज द सुप्रीम पर्सनैलिटी ऑफ गॉड हेड. एंड अर्जुन, जो कि ऑलरेडी शायद डिफरेंट डिफरेंट अवतार में अपियर हो चुके हैं, बट उनकी नॉलेज है जो कि एक टाइम के साथ, एक स्पेस के साथ लिमिटेड है, बट कृष्णा की नॉलेज अनलिमिटेड है, इसीलिए वो सुप्रीम पर्सनालिटी है. एंड इट इज ऑलरेडी स्टेट इन मैनी उपनिषद्स एंड प्रूवन बाय कृष्णा एट द सेम टाइम बाय हिमसेल्फ दैट ही इज़ अ लिविंग बिंग, जो कि अनपैरेलली अपनी एक्टिविटीज़ को शो करके ये चीज़ हमें प्रूव करता है दैट ही इज़ द गॉड, ही इज़ द सुप्रीम पर्सनैलिटी एंड ही कैन रिमेंबर एवरीथिंग थ्रू ऑल द एजेस. आगे बढ़ते हैं. विद इन द प्रिजन ऑफ हिज मेटरनल अंकल कंसा, where his father and mother were confined, Krishna appeared outside his mother's body as the four-handed Vishnu Narayan. Then he turned himself into a baby and told his father to carry him to the house of Nand Maharaj and his wife Yashoda. When Krishna was just a small baby, the gigantic demons Putna attempted to kill him. But when he sucked her breast, he pulled out her life. That is the difference between the real Godhead and God manufactured in the mystic factory. Krishna had no chance to practice the mystic yoga process, yet he manifested himself as the supreme personality of Godhead at every step, from infancy to childhood, from childhood to boyhood, and from boyhood to young manhood. In this book, Krishna, all of his activities as a human being are described. Although Krishna plays like a human being, he always maintains his identity as the supreme personality of Godhead, and that's why he is different. We all are having Krishna within us, but we can't prove it now. We can't show all these things through our powers or something. But Krishna has capability to show and identify himself as the supreme personality. आगे बढ़ते हैं. Since Krishna is all attractive, one should know that all his desires should be focused on Krishna. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the individual person is the proprietor or master of his own body, but that Krishna, who is the super all present in everyone's heart, is the supreme proprietor and supreme master of each and every individual body. As such, if we concentrate our loving propensities upon Krishna only, then immediately universal love, unity, and tranquility will be automatically realized. When one waters the root of tree, he automatically waters the branches, twigs, leaves, and flowers. When one supplies food to the stomach through the mouth, he satisfies all the various parts of the body. The art of focusing one's attention on the Supreme and giving one's love to Him is called Krishna consciousness. We have inaugurated the Krishna conscious movement so that everyone can satisfy his propensity of love for loving others simply by directing his love towards Krishna. The whole world is very eager to satisfy the dormant propensity of love for others, but the various invented methods like socialism, communism, altruism, humanitarianism, and nationalism, along with whatever else may be manufactured for the peace and prosperity of the world, are all useless and frustrating because of our gross ignorance of the art of loving Krishna. Generally, people think that by advancing the cause of moral principles and religious rights, they'll be happy. Others may think that happiness can be achieved by economic development, and yet others think that simply by sense gratification they'll be happy. But the real fact is that people can be happy only by loving Krishna. Krishna can perfectly reciprocate one's loving propensities in different relationships called melos or rasas. Basically, there are 12 loving relationships. One can love Krishna as a supreme unknown, as the supreme master, the supreme friend, the supreme child, the supreme lover. There are 5 basic love ras. One can love Krishna indirectly in 7 different relationships, which are apparently different from the 5 primary relationships. All in all, however, if one simply reposes his dormant loving propensity in Krishna, then his life becomes successful. This is not a fiction but is a fact that can be realized by practical application. One can directly perceive this effect that love for Krishna has on his life. In the ninth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the science of Krishna consciousness is called the king of all knowledge, the king of all confidential things, and the supreme science of transcendental realization. Yet we can directly experience the result of this science of Krishna conscious because it is very easy to practice and is very pleasurable. Whatever percentage of Krishna consciousness we can perform will become an eternal asset to our life, for it is imperishable in all circumstances. It has now been actually proved that today's confused and frustrated younger generation in the Western countries can directly perceive the results of channeling the loving propensity toward Krishna alone. It is said that although one executes several austerities, penances, and sacrifices in his life, if he fails to awaken his dormant love for the Krishna, then all his penances are to be considered useless. On the other hand, if one has awakened his dormant love for Krishna, then what is the use in executing austerities and penances unnecessary? The Krishna conscious movement is a unique gift of Lord Chaitanya to the fallen souls of this age. It is very simple method which has actually been carried out during the last 4 years in the Western countries, and there is no doubt that the movement can be satisfied the dormant loving propensities of humanity. This book, Krishna, is another presentation to help Krishna conscious movement in the Western world. The transcendental work of literature is published with profuse illustrations. People love to read various kinds of fiction to spend their time and energy. Now, this tendency can be directed to Krishna. The result will be imperishable satisfaction of both soul, both individually and collectively. It is said in Bhagavad Gita that even a little effort expended on the path of Krishna consciousness can save one from greatest danger. Hundreds of thousands of examples can be cited of people who have escaped the greatest dangers of life due to slight advancement in Krishna consciousness. We therefore request everyone to take advantage of this great transcendental literary work. One will find that by reading one page after another, an immense treasure of knowledge in art, science, literature, philosophy, and religion will be revealed. And ultimately, by reading this one book, Krishna, love of Godhead, will fructify. My grateful acknowledgement is due to Shriman George Harrison, now chanting Hare Krishna, for his liberal contribution of $19,000 to meet the entire cost of printing this volume. May Krishna bestow upon this nice boy further advancement in the Krishna consciousness. Hari Bol. And at last, my ever-willing blessings are bestowed upon Shriman Syamasundara Dasa Adhikari, Shriman Brahmananda Dasa Brahmakari, Shriman Hayagriva Dasa Adhikari, Shriman Satvasrupa Dasa Adhikari, Shrimati Devahuti Devi Dasi, Shrimati Jadurani Devi Dasi, Shriman मुरलीधरा दासा ब्रह्मचारी, श्रीमान भरवदवजा दासा अधिकारी, श्रीमान प्रद्युमना दासा अधिकारी, etc., for their hard labor in different ways to make this publication a great success. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. एंड आज हमने ये प्रीफेस कंप्लीट किया है और इसी के साथ हम कल से चैप्टर 1 स्टार्ट करेंगे. आज का वीडियोस कुछ 3 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड हो गया, थोड़ा सा डिस्टर्बेंस था. कल से आई मेक श्योर कि मैं वीडियो एक साथ ही बनाऊं, प्रॉब्लम ना क्रिएट होए, हम सब अच्छे से लर्न कर सकें. एंड आप सबसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि प्लीज़ अपनी लर्निंग्स शेयर करिए. कोई भी चीज़ अगर ऐसी है जो कि हम मिस कर गए हैं या कोई भी चीज़ ऐसी है जो कि आई थिंक हमें करनी चाहिए थी, कहीं पे कुछ लैक हुआ है, तो वो सब हम कंसीडर करके एक साथ रख सकें. एट लास्ट मैं आप लोगों को एक छोटा सा बात बताना चाहूँगी कि जो हमारे श्याम सुंदर हैं, जो हमारे कृष्ण महाराज हैं, जो मुरलीधर कहलाते हैं, जिनको गॉड कहलाया जाता है, उनके दिल में रहती हैं राधे रानी और वो उनके लिए बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है और हमारे लिए कृष्णा बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है. सो बेसिकली वी ऑल आर डिवोटी, आर सोल इज़ हैविंग कृष्णा एंड फॉर वंस वी शुड प्रीच कृष्णा इंटरनली. वी शुड थैंक आवर सेल्फ कि हम अपने डे से इतना इम्पॉर्टेंट टाइम निकाल के इस बुक को पढ़ रहे हैं. और हम सब साथ में एक बार मिलके बोलेंगे हरे कृष्णा महामंत्र. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे रामा 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 हरे हरे. हरि बोल.